This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Kia will start making a pickup truck at the Hyundai Group's brand new assembly plant in Savannah, Georgia in December of 2028, according to Auto Forecast Solutions. We wonder if there will be an electric version, since Kia already announced it's developing a battery-powered pickup. And with a Job 1 date that's over 3 years away, Kia would have plenty of time to fully develop it, as well as allow the EV market to grow. Auto Forecast also reports that production of the Hyundai Santa Cruz pickup will move from Alabama to Savannah in May of 2029. And putting both trucks in one facility would greatly simplify manufacturing and logistics. The plant in Savannah, which Hyundai calls its Meta plant, was originally only going to build EVs. But with a possible Trump administration promising to cut support for EVs, Hyundai announced the plant will also build hybrids. And so it's entirely possible these will be hybrid trucks. But either way, it's pretty significant that Kia is getting into the pickup segment in the American market. And speaking of small pickups, the Ford Maverick just got a big overhaul. Despite being the smallest pickup you can buy from a major automaker in the US, Ford claims that almost half of all Maverick owners still tow with their trucks. That's one of the reasons it made a number of towing improvements to the refreshed 2025 version. Ford says the biggest request from customers was to make all-wheel drive available on hybrid models, which doubles its towing capacity to 4,000 pounds, the same as non-hybrid models with all-wheel drive. It also updated the Maverick with trailer hitch and backup assist, which takes advantage of a new 360-degree camera that displays on a bigger and standard 13.2-inch center screen. You've probably already noticed the front-end styling changes as well, which includes more body color in the fascia and headlights that kind of swoop down off the sides of the grille. Each grade will also get its own unique grille design, and the Lariat and Tremor trim lines get Ford's new flatter and chromeless logo. I believe the new Maverick is the first Ford vehicle outside of the new F-150 to wear the badge. Pricing for an XLT hybrid will start at just under $28,000, including destination charges, and sales will kick off late in the year. Uber is doing a deal with BYD to make 100,000 low-cost electric cars available to its drivers in Europe and South America. The deal does not include the U.S. market, undoubtedly because of the high import tariffs, and Chinese EVs are a touchy political topic right now. But Uber's goal is to have 100% of its rides in EVs in North America and Europe by 2030. Toyota is going from bad to worse. Japan's Ministry of Transport says it found 8 new violations in which Toyota did not properly certify its vehicles. The company is stopping shipments of some models and doesn't know when they'll resume. Other models that were certified outside of Japan are still in production. But Toyota blames on-site and managerial oversights for the violations. The company was charged with other violations in early June, which forced it to suspend production of 3 models, and it will only restart building them in September if they're found to be in compliance. Last year, Hino and Daihatsu, which are Toyota subsidiaries, were also involved in certification scandals. In a shocking move to most of us, seat maker Recaro filed for bankruptcy in Germany. The company blames its financial troubles on price increases for materials and the loss of a major contract. The bankruptcy process only involves the company's automotive business and not seats that it makes for airplanes and gaming consoles. It supplies seats to a number of different automakers, but usually only as optional equipment. The only company using its seats in series production is Ineos Automotive, a British company that makes expensive off-road vehicles. Recaro was founded back in 1906, and in 1965, it developed its very first car seat. Recaro Automotive is currently owned by American investment firm Raven Acquisition, which bought the seat maker from Adient in 2020. But with the bankruptcy, Recaro's automotive future is now up in the air.
Michigan is leading the charge in mobility and innovation, and I can't think of a better state to be in.
Ford is expanding BlueCruise in Europe following approval by the European Commission. The hands-free driving technology is now offered in 15 countries in the EU. It already had it in Great Britain, Spain, and Germany, but added Austria, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Greece, Hungary, Italy, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, and Sweden. BlueCruise can now operate on 82,744 miles, or more than 133,000 kilometers of highway in the region. Ford charges $2,100 for 3 years up front in the U.S., or $75 a month. So this could be a nice cash bump for the company. Audi revealed an all-new EV, the A6 e-tron. The styling stays very true to the concept version that debuted way back in 2021. Part of the reason it's taken this long for Audi to launch the production car is because of issues at VW's software division Cariad that caused delays to its new EV platform, PPE, which is used by both Porsche and Audi. The first vehicles were supposed to come out in 2022, but the new Macan didn't get revealed until the beginning of this year. Then came the Q6 e-tron, now there's the A6 e-tron, and soon Porsche will debut the new Cayenne as well. The A6 e-tron will be offered as both a sedan and wagon and will be available in rear and all-wheel drive. However, the US is only getting the sedan for now. All versions feature an 800-volt battery pack with nearly 95 kilowatt hours of usable space. That provides up to 756 kilometers, or about 470 miles of range in the rear drive sedan, and 720 kilometers, or about 450 miles of range in the rear drive wagon, and that's based on the WLTP cycle. A 270 kilowatt or 362 horsepower motor drives rear drive models. There's a non-performance all-wheel drive model that will be offered in the US before Europe. It makes 315 kilowatts or 422 horsepower. But Audi says more rear drive and all-wheel drive models are coming. There's also an S6 version that produces 370 kilowatts or almost 500 horsepower and does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.9 seconds. But it also sacrifices a little more than 10% of its range compared to the rear drive model. The interior of the A6 e-tron is pretty much identical to the new Q6 e-tron, and they come with most of the same technology and driver assistance features as well. Audi is first launching mid to high range versions of the A6 e-tron. There's no pricing for the US yet, but the first rear drive sedans will start at 75,600 euros in Europe. It's 1,650 euros more for a rear drive wagon, while all-wheel drive models start at 99,500 euros for the sedan and just over 101,000 euros for the wagon. Orders open in Europe in September. Every enthusiast I know that's driven a Cadillac Blackwing raves about their capabilities, and now it's kicking it up a notch. Cadillac is launching a new precision package for the CT5V Blackwing that includes increased spring rates, a larger front stabilizer bar, it tweaked the suspension bushings, recalibrated the dampers, steering, chassis controls, limited slip diff, and added carbon ceramic brakes. And remember, this builds on the car which already came with a number of performance parts and a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 that cranks out nearly 670 horsepower. No word on pricing, but the regular CT5V Blackwing starts at over $93,000 and it easily tops out at over $100,000 with options. Stellantis employs about 11,000 white-collar workers in the U.S., and it's offering voluntary buyout packages to 6,400 of them. Automotive News reports that it just initiated another round of packages that now includes vice presidents. If not enough employees accept the buyouts, Stellantis warns it will be forced to lay people off. CEO Carlos Tavares is working on drastically cutting costs at Stellantis, and seems to be particularly focused on what we used to know as the Chrysler Group. Autoline has heard from employees there who say morale is low and that it's not a happy place to work right now. Bloomberg reports that Stellantis will get rid of 1,200 engineers in Europe, the US, and China by the end of the year. But at least 2 Stellantis execs from the Chrysler Group have landed new jobs at Goodyear. Mamatha Chamarthi will be a senior vice president and chief digital officer, and Will Rowland will become a senior vice president and CMO. The CEO of Goodyear, Mark Stewart, left Stellantis late last year to join the tire company, and he's obviously taking advantage of Stellantis' headcount reduction to bring in the talent that he wants. The 2025 Cadillac Escalade went through a major refresh, and to get into all the details, we're going to have the chief engineer, Martin Hayes, on Autoline After Hours tomorrow. We invite you to pull up a chair and listen in when the show goes live on the Autoline website or on our YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. MEDC, where Michigan businesses are powering the future of mobility. And by Tejan Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Tejan Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.
Intrepid's NeoVi Pi, allowing automotive engineers to interface, capture, and monitor vehicle data using Raspberry Pi. As a matter of fact, it's the automotive industry's first robust platform for Raspberry Pi, featuring Intrepid CanFD technology and Raspberry Pi compute module. The NeoVi Pi is designed for automotive environments, allowing use with relative power ranges and applications. In addition, the NeoVi Pi enables you to use the Raspberry Pi for compute while avoiding additional development to adapt to network environments. That makes the NeoVi Pi powerful enough to solve your vehicle network problems, yet small enough to fit in your backpack. One of many Intrepid tools used for developing zonal architecture and software-defined vehicles.
Trusting tires designed for the long haul. Because you'll always go the distance. For friends. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Alenza tires with an 80,000-mile limited warranty.